It was late, almost 11:13 at night, where the world feels still. My room was dimly lit by the soft glow of my bedside lamp when the unexpected sound of a knock at my door broke the stillness of my room.
"It's me, Sandra,
Came the reply.
your neighbor."
At this hour, my mind raced as I glanced at the clock on the wall. What could possibly bring her here at this time?
"Please open the door."
I hesitated for a moment, then made my way to the door. My curiosity piqued. When I opened it, I was met with a sight that left my breath caught in my chest. There stood Sandra in a sheer flowing nightgown that seemed to shimmer in the soft light. It clung to her body in all the right places, her melon standing protruded on her chest and so inviting. And for a moment I couldn't look away. Her eyes, wide and vulnerable, locked onto mine. I tried to steady my breath, my heart racing. I stood there, my eyes locked into her oversized melons, my gaze like a hungry lion waiting to devour its prey.
Why? Why are you dressed like this?
I stammered, unable to take my eyes off of her. My words faltered, betraying the sudden intensity of the moment. Before I could process my thoughts, she stepped past me, her soft scent filling the air as she hurried into the room. The nightgown swirled around her as she moved, and I couldn't help but notice God's grace in her backyard. With every step, her heavy bakassi shaked like a running stray elephant, seeking its herds. Sandra is graciously endowed, I must confess. I have never really looked at her in that light until this night, maybe because she was always either in a heavy gown or corporate wares.
"I can't stay in my apartment. I heard footsteps in the kitchen, but when I checked, there was no one there. As I was heading back to my bedroom, I heard the steps again, so I ran out. Can I stay here just for tonight? I promise I'll leave before anyone notices tomorrow."
Her words were desperate, filled with a sense of fear that I couldn't ignore. But there was something else beneath the surface, a subtle invitation, an unspoken promise.
Is everything all right?
I finally managed. She looked at me, a flicker of something deeper in her gaze.
"I won't be any trouble.
She said quickly.
I'll do anything you want. Just let me stay."
The words hung there for a long moment, each one building a tension that I couldn't escape. I swallowed hard, unsure if I should give in or if I should send her away. But there was something in the way she looked at me, something that made it impossible to say no.
All right, you can stay.
I said finally, my voice betraying my own uncertainty.
But you can take the couch.
I turned to grab a blanket for her, but when I returned, I was once again taken aback. Sandra had already settled onto the couch. The short nightgown she wore had ridden up, just enough to reveal the soft curve of her legs. Her bakassi full everywhere in the couch, and her legs slightly spread but wide enough to reveal her black, patey lines. It was tight enough to reveal everything without necessarily removing it. She was looking at me, her eyes full of unspoken words. The silence between us was thick, charged with a tension neither of us had asked for, but both of us felt. Before I could speak, she turned to me with a mischievous smile.
"Do you want anything, neighbor?"
She asked, her voice low and inviting. I stood frozen for a moment, unsure of how to respond, but the question echoed in my mind long after the words had left her lips.